Hello YouTube, J-Bob the Video Game Slob, coming back at you. Mail day, catch up, all that stuff that's been on the table here we got to get cleared off. So we'll get a video out and then we'll get to work on this. The very last, no more VGP orders coming in. Shed a tear for that, it's all here. But toward the end they did a really cool sale where they had some sealed PS2 games. They always seem to have these Koei games able to be reprinted. Now, this was a late release game in 2005. Is this just backstock from them, or them, then? I don't know. There's still quantities available. I don't know if they upped the price or not. But it was 30 Canadian, so, 75% off of that. So just kind of glad to have that stuff in. I don't think it's really going to go down in value. What would that be, 20-some dollars? And given the fact that we keep hearing tariffs are imminent and only days away, might be a good idea to have that. Buddy Simulator 1984, again, must have just been super cheap, and I was kind of suckered in by the fact that it was like a $20 limited run game with this black and white art style. This was a $10 Canadian, so like $7.50 sealed game. Shockingly more expensive on eBay than you would think. I don't know why. I haven't got into any of the NASCAR games on the Xbox One yet, so I don't know what to think about that. Mostly just been playing through the rare replay. There's so many games on there, and there were just a ton I hadn't gotten to. So, yeah. We ordered 9 copies of Final Fantasy X2 because they were 15 bucks. I took 4 of them over to my buddy, and so he wanted those, and we just split them down the middle. Frankly, half of these I'll probably just do the same thing. Split mine down the middle, sell 3, keep 2 sealed. I don't think that's a long-term thing that's going up. If you look on eBay, you can get one for $17.99. I remember ordering those directly from Square Enix back when they had them on their website. You could get PS1 and PS2 games for $5 and less, and we would order them 250 bucks at a time. The biggest orders they'd let us do, and each one of us would put in an order every time they did. So I'm assuming that's still backstock from those days, but it keeps selling, so we'll just keep ordering it. Did not realize that both of these were sealed when I ordered number 1 and number 2. So now I have number 3 open, but 1 and 2 sealed. I guess that's a good problem to have. I'll have to go back out there and get some open ones. Yeah, so this is a story from this case here. I picked up a Marketplace PS1 with 4 controllers and a stack of 27 games. Most of them weren't very good, and they're all disc only. But it works and everything, and so yeah, we'll get that out for sale. But I had one game, or a box for one game. My buddy had a box for this game, and I had a loose disc for a box that he had. So I sold him Command and Conquer. He gave me that as part of the trade. It's always great to reunite loose discs with empty boxes. This is just another one where I've sort of given up ordering these things directly from Limited Run, because there's really no need to put your money down for 6 months. When you can just wait for VGP to get their unlimited print orders in, and maybe it's $1 difference, maybe 2, but I'd gladly pay the extra buck or 2 to just not have to deal with that. Here's another one that was like 20 bucks. This will probably get reprinted. People seem to like it, but you get a poster and a sticker sheet inside, and it's just, I don't know, it's really out there. Very memey, great cover, great graphics. Great name, Shella Edition. So I don't know where that will go, but that's kind of a long-term hold. I'd love to find an open copy of that someday, but I doubt that's going to happen. I think this was a limit 1. It was maybe 15 bucks, so like $11 for the Devil May Cry. So we grabbed that. This was just an internet purchase. It was 20 bucks. No special deal on this, but I had the Pretty Girls Game Collections 2 and 3 when I was auditing my collection. So I figured I better go get 1 while it's still 20 bucks. And then now there's a 4 out that I'll have to keep my eye on, but I think it's like 35 euros or pounds at the moment. So I don't know. I'm only keeping 1 copy of these. I don't have high hopes that they're going to be super rare or super valuable in the future. But they're just so weird that you kind of have to pick stuff like that up. These, again, were $30 Canadian. The Atelier games I have, or Atelier, I don't know, however you pronounce that. But I have the whole series on PS3 because I have the full 360 set, so anything that's only on PS1 I try to pick up. And so it was just like, I don't know, people seem to love the series. I know it's Koei, Tecmo, and Gust, and all that stuff gets reprinted all the time. But it just seemed like the kind of thing that if I don't grab when it's that cheap, will it ever be less than that? So, I don't know. We'll just add those to the collection. Dynasty Warriors 4, again, already had these games, but I didn't have them sealed, and so we'll pick up an extra copy that we can always move, should it go up over 20-some bucks. Some Kai came into the game store. I picked up these 3 games, and yeah, as you can already see, they're in these fake cases, but there's one getting buffed for me. They're all obviously fake discs as well. You can tell no shiny foil there. But I have some Sega CDs I need to get for sale and out onto the market, and so, $20 for 3 games. Frankly, the cases in like mint shape are worth that. But yeah, I'm hoping that I can just, pair this with a, tell them it's fake, not try to like, screw anybody out of money or anything. But just to give somebody a really good game right off the bat that they can have for the Sega CD system, and hope that helps move them. And so the other one was Kaio or KO, the cute 'em up that's like $2,500 if it's legit. So the person really did copy some good games. I'll give them that. Yeah, a set of 3 magazines that somebody traded in, so I paid $2 a pop for them to get them. These like British PS1 stuff. It's kind of funny to look at the old ads back when you could have like graphics you could purchase on your phone, stuff like that. Ringtones and ringbacks and all this kind of stuff. Dark Cloud getting some good reviews there, with an 81. I agreed mostly with their reviews. Their reviews are so much harsher. Like NBA Street gets a 74. To me, that's like a level 90 game. But yeah. So anyway, some British video game magazines that, like, I didn't even have a copy of Power Station. This is the 11th issue, but this was the first one that I had. Give you an idea of some of the prices back then. You can get Fear Effect 2 for $29. The super cool controller that I never got for Namco. Still need to pick, one of those up one of these days. Oh yeah, this one is more cheat code focused and that kind of thing. But yeah, there you go. Lots of soccer, lots of Formula One racing, that kind of stuff. So, well, there you go. That one's not import. That's the U.S. official PlayStation magazine. Yeah, they had some really great ads in here. I think we all famously sort of remember Alien Resurrection from, what was that, a year and a half ago, when they figured out there was an exploit in it, and the game rushed to like $300 all of a sudden. Yeah, that was crazy. Let's see here. Unzip our woeful loose disc games here. There it goes. We'll get you the point of view. We had cool borders. At least I had the box and the thing, but I needed the manual and the disc. Crash Bandicoot loose with the manual, still not a bad deal. FIFA, nothing to write home about. Medal of Honor, MLB 2000. Again, a lot of sports games. I pulled these out to make a lot with. I took all the football games, figuring, maybe that will help sell it. Space Jam's like a $10 game. Dark Forces, not terrible. Next Tetris there. Oh, I gotta pull that. Don't need that in there anymore. But, some decent, like Warzone, maybe if it doesn't sell with football games, or sell quickly, I'll do that. Magical Racing Tour is like a $10 game, so lots of goodness in there. Just for $50, I'm not in the habit of turning down a system, with 4 controllers and a stack full of games like that, so had to pick that up. And it was just right down the block from me, so no driving, no gas. Buddy of mine traded me some Lego for this. Lego sold out for me for the most part. My bulk Lego over Christmas and into New Year's. It was fantastic, so I made a ton of money off that. And he said he was selling out of Lego. Do I have any left? So he said he'd trade this to me if I did. So I had a little bit left. So I traded that off to him for this. Super beat up. But these are kind of expensive on eBay. Here you go. You can see the Atari 2600 with Adventure in there, which of course became famous after Ready Player One. But just some really cool stuff inside, as these wish books and Christmas books, often are, right on the precipice of the video game crash. You got your Donkey Kongs, your Star Wars, all that sort of stuff. But this is really cool because you just don't see these or think about this. What is the Bally Astrocade for $238. So I picked one of these up in the box out of the Detroit gaming show. $40 or $60, I don't know, somewhere in there. So I finally got one of those. It was fun to play. It worked and everything. The Odyssey 2 with the voice module. Nobody cares about the Odyssey 2 to this day. Those are all fairly trash still. The VIC-20, the Commodore 64 still isn't out. $229. Games value priced at never mind, you get all 6 tapes for $50. Oh my gosh, what a deal that would be. So yeah. But these ones I think are the real gems of it. I have a few of them. I know I have the Pac-Man, I know I have Donkey Kong. I may have Frogger. I remember going to 15 years ago to a flea market, and I think all 3 of them I might have got from, or maybe it was Galaxian, I don't know. From the same seller, and she was like $8 or something. I was like, $8 each, like that's ridiculous. And of course, me having $40 at most, maybe for the week to spend, was all I had. I was in college, and I was like $5, and she's like, oh my god, just so insulted. No, she couldn't do that. I walked around and came back, and we were like $6. Like, yeah, $6. So we got them all for $6. But some of these other ones, are really great. The mini arcades, I just never see anymore. I've never found a Scramble. I'm pretty sure I have the Defender. But yeah, Adventure Vision, I've never seen. I know I have the Crazy Climber. I don't think I've seen Spiders before. But yeah, Turtles, people forget about that game. I actually think they made it into a board game, oddly enough. And so yeah, to go with that, the Donkey Kong board game, again, it's got it at the same flea market, different seller. I have never come across these Entex board games. I think that's who made them. Let's see. K. Board Games, K. I guess it doesn't tell you who made it. I think that's who made it. I've never seen it. I do have the Frogger. I have most board games that were based on video games from that era, like the Mario and the Zelda, but didn't have that. So, I don't know. Somewhere, if you're out there, if you've got Tron, let me know. But there you go. Lots of wish book goodness. We'll head out YouTube. We're heading on 12 minutes. It's been a long week. We'll come back with some Tales from the Attic here and some new episodes. But till then, don't play too long in the fantasy forest.